Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Aisha, Education Valley from Rehan Teacher Institute, level 1 student. I'm here to talk to Maya today, and the topic for the conservation is how to practice compassion and forgive yourself. For this, we'll talk to Maya.
Hi, hi.
Yes, Maya, how are you?
Good, thanks. You've been thinking about focus a lot lately, haven't you? We just talked about it a bit ago, actually. It's what's on your mind with it today?
I have a new topic today that is how to practice self compassion and forgive yourself. For this, my first question is what does self compassion really mean?
Ah, okay, good shift. Um, Self-compassion is basically treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you'd offer a friend when they're struggling. It's recognizing you're human, imperfect, and that everyone messes up. It's not about letting yourself off the hook, but more about acknowledging your pain without beating yourself up over it. Does that land?
Yes, it does. What is self compassion? Why is self compassion important for mental health?
Gotcha. So, it's important because when you're constantly self critical, it ramps up stress and anxiety. It's like your brain just gets stuck in a negativity loop. Self compassion helps break that cycle. It lowers those stress hormones, boosts your mood, makes you more resilient when things go wrong. It's also linked to greater emotional intelligence and a stronger sense of connection with others. Basically, it builds a buffer against life's inevitable difficulties. Make sense?
Yes, and how is self compassion different from self pity?
That's a smart question. They can feel similar on the surface, but they're pretty different. Self pity tends to be focused on how unfairly you've been treated. It's isolating and can get you stuck in a victim mindset. Self compassion acknowledges the difficulty, but it's more about recognizing your shared humanity. It's saying, this is hard, and other people struggle too. It's connecting to something bigger than just your own suffering rather than dwelling on it. It's less poor me and more, this is a tough moment and I deserve kindness.
Okay, and why do people struggle to forgive themselves?
Ooh, good question. I think a big part of it is the stories we tell ourselves. We often have these really rigid standards for how we should behave. And when we fall short, we get caught up in guilt and shame. Plus, there's the fear of letting go of responsibility. People sometimes think that if they forgive themselves, they're somehow excusing their actions. And honestly, sometimes it's just easier to stay stuck in the self blame, even though it's painful because it feels like punishment equals justice. What do you think? Does any of that resonate with you?
Yes, maybe it does. And what is the first step toward forgiving yourself?
I think the very first step is acknowledging what happened without judgment, just stating the facts, like what you did, what the consequences were, without getting tangled up in all the should haves and could haves. It's about facing the reality of the situation, even if it's uncomfortable. Then recognizing that making mistakes is a part of being human. It's not about excusing it, it's about allowing yourself to be imperfect. It's surprisingly hard, honestly. Does that feel like a doable first step?
Yes. And how can someone speak more kindly to themselves?
That's a really good one. It's like retraining your inner voice. A lot of people find it helpful to actually practice, like intentionally saying kind things to yourself, even if you don't fully believe them at first. Things like, I'm doing the best I can, or it's okay to struggle, or I'm worthy of kindness. You can even talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a friend in the same situation. Some people find writing a letter to themselves is helpful too. It feels a bit silly at first, but it can actually shift your internal dialogue over time. Have you ever tried anything like that?
Yes, I have tried many
Faith?
times. Can self compassion make a person lazy or careless?
That's a really insightful question and a common worry. No, not really. Actually, research suggests the opposite. Self compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook, it's about acknowledging your struggles and then motivating yourself to grow. When you're kind to yourself, you're more likely to take responsibility for your actions and learn from your mistakes rather than getting stuck in shame and avoidance. It's like you're fueling yourself with kindness instead of beating yourself up, which actually makes you more motivated to improve. It allows you to acknowledge imperfections without being paralyzed by them. What do you think about that?
Yes, the same you think. And why it is important to accept your emotions.
Okay, so accepting your emotions is kind of huge. When you try to like suppress or ignore your feelings, whether it's like sadness, anger, fear, whatever, it doesn't make them go away. It just pushes them down and they tend to bubble up later, often in unhealthy ways. Accepting your emotions means allowing yourself to feel them fully without judgment. It's recognizing that all emotions are valid and serve a purpose, even the uncomfortable ones. They give you information about what's important to you, what your needs are, and what you need to address in your life. When you accept your emotions, you're better able to process them, learn from them, and move forward. It's like emotions are data, not the enemy. Does that resonate?
Yes, that's true. And what is one daily habit that builds self compassion?
Hmm. If I had to pick just one, I'd say a short self compassion break. It's quick and easy. Basically, you pause, acknowledge that you're struggling with something, even something small, and then offer yourself some kind words. Like put your hand on your heart and say something like, "This is a moment of suffering. May I be kind to myself." Or, "May I accept myself as I am." It sounds cheesy, but it can be surprisingly effective. It's a little reminder that you deserve compassion, even in the midst of a busy day. Have you ever tried anything similar?
Yes, often. And how do you stop replaying mistakes in your mind?
Okay, replaying mistakes. That's a tough one and super common. The first step is noticing when you're doing it, right? Just becoming aware of the loop. Then gently remind yourself that dwelling on the past doesn't change it, it just keeps you stuck. Try to shift your focus to what you learned from the mistake or what you can do differently next time. And be kind to yourself. Acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes. It's okay to feel bad, but don't let it consume you. Sometimes it helps to visualize letting go of the mistake, like releasing it into the universe. Does that sound manageable?
Yes, it does. And what is the difference between guilt and shame?
Another good one. They're often used interchangeably, but they're actually quite different. Guilt is usually focused on something you did, a specific action. It's like, I did something bad. Shame, on the other hand, is focused on who you are. It's a feeling of being inherently flawed or unworthy. It's like, I am bad. Guilt can be healthy because it can motivate you to make amends. Shame is much more damaging because it erodes your self worth and makes it harder to connect with others. It's the difference between regretting an action versus feeling like you are a bad person. Does that distinction make sense?
Yes, it does. And how can self compassion help during failure?
Mm, okay, failure. Um, it's rough, right? Self compassion helps during failure in a few key ways. First, it reminds you that failure is a normal part of life. Everyone experiences it. It's not a sign that you're inadequate or unworthy.
Right.
Second, it allows you to acknowledge your pain and disappointment without getting lost in self criticism. And third, it motivates you to learn from your mistakes and try again rather than giving up. It's like giving yourself permission to be human, to stumble, and to grow. It shifts the focus from I'm a failure to this didn't go as planned. What can I learn? Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you, Maya, for giving such a wonderful answers to me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Oh, all right. You're very welcome, Aisha. Glad I could help. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this conversation with me today. Have a nice day. Bye. Take care.